Like me, you probably saw that interview with Matthew McConaughey and Jordan B. Peterson, Season 4, Episode 1 of Jordan B. Peterson's podcast. In the first 3 minutes, Matthew introduces his book, Greenlights, which, funny enough, he hired a ghostwriter to begin work on. Here's how that went down in Matthew's own words. He said that the person had a great concept, they were a great writer. They basically said, hey, we can write one of those motivational books that you can put on the back of the toilet seat, you can give to a college student, open up to any page and get a quick little pick-me-up. But that's not really the book I wanted to write. So he and his ghostwriter parted ways and he finished it himself. Why did he part ways with his ghostwriter? Well, he thought about maybe hiring another ghostwriter, but then he realized, I need to write this new book myself. I've heard this before from clients. I'm often not the first ghostwriter that is chosen to work on a client's book. In fact, I'm often 2, 3, or in one case, the 13th ghostwriter that an author talked to. What went wrong with those first few? Well, Matthew McConaughey himself gave a couple of hints. Write one of those motivational books that's on the back of the toilet or that you can give to a college student. You've read that book before, haven't you? Maybe it was a book by John Maxwell on the backseat of your dad's toilet, or that one by Tony Robbins, or Brene Brown, or Jen Sincero that was given to you as a graduation gift, birthday gift maybe. Many ghostwriters who, to be fair, are excellent writers. They only know how to write books that have already been written. They've already been written. So what they do is they come alongside you and say, well, okay, Matthew McConaughey, you got a bunch of diary entries, a bunch of journals that you could turn into a book. There was this one book that I wrote that was kind of like that. I'll basically rewrite that book and make it look like one that people have already bought. There is a business theory that I first learned about in the Harvard Business Review, called jobs to be done theory. It goes like this. Customers buy tools to get jobs done. Those jobs are functional jobs, so they actually want to learn how to do something. They could be emotional jobs. They want to feel a certain way. Or financial jobs. They want to make or save time or money. Okay? So here's what happens. Customers look for the best new tool that they perceive is going to get the job done that they want to get done. Old tools are extremely difficult to sell. Oh, I've already read that book. And that's what went wrong. It's my perception. Now, I've ghostwritten 56 books, including international bestsellers, award winners, even recognized bestseller like the Wall Street Journal best-selling list. Books that are literally in bookstores. Okay? There's no ghostwriter that has the experience I do for my age. Bar none. So when I say that this is how it's done, this is why ghostwriters fail, you can trust it. Also because clients tell me, Joshua, I've already talked to 3 other ghostwriters and no one understands books like you do. And that's fair. It's not bragging if it's true. So with Matthew's book, what went wrong was, I know how to write that book. I've written the books that have been on the back of those toilet bowls. And I see that a lot. It doesn't feel compelling. It doesn't make you say, I've never read this book before. This is unique promise of value. And that's what jobs to be done theory teaches you. And then, by the way, this video is also for ghostwriters who want to be able to not get fired by their clients, who don't want Joshua Lisec to swoop in and take the clients away from them. Okay? As much as it is for authors. And that's fine. Use jobs to be done theory to develop a unique promise of value. Your book, okay? Don't write another toilet bowl seat book. Don't write another book that you just give to a college student. Don't write one of those. Write a book with a unique promise of value. Functional value, emotional value, and financial value. I'll give you a great example of how to do this. Ramesh Danta. He's a management consultant. Expert on Agile software development. He's also a serial internet entrepreneur. He's built a bunch of websites, going back to the .com bubble back in 2000 and 2001. Ramesh comes to me. He says, Joshua, I want to write a book that applies agile software management principles to building and launching any business fast, getting customers as fast as possible. I think when I call it Agile Principles for Entrepreneurship, I say no, Ramesh, no, Ramesh. That's not a unique promise of value. It's unique. You've never heard of that book before, but it's not really a promise of value, is it? You don't know what that is even about, which is another problem I see with books, is they have a clever little title, and you don't actually know what the value is, right? Oh, Matthew McConaughey's back of the toilet bowl motivation book. Okay, it's Matthew McConaughey. You'll sell a few copies because you know who that is, but there's not really a promise of value, like his lifelong memoir of 50 years. Okay, that's pretty remarkable. That's pretty remarkable. Not toilet bowl motivation. Okay, okay. Back to Ramesh. I say, okay, Ramesh, you want to write the 60-minute startup. That's what you want to do. Ramesh, you have a process that takes people through the early stages of entrepreneurship to start their business and get their first paying customers in 1 month. I add up all the tasks you want to get done, Ramesh. You want to help readers get done. It's basically an hour a day. 1 hour a day, the 60-minute startup. You've never heard of that book before, but you know you want it. That book is specifically for people who have a full-time job and a family and are busy. They don't have time to goof around doing like 7 hours a night or working evenings and weekends and holidays. They want to have their cake and eat it too. And this book promises you that you can. It won the gold medal in the Reader's Choice Awards. Reader's Favorite, specifically, is what the organization is called. They have each category from sales to self-help and wellness and nutrition and psychology and marketing, entrepreneurship, all these categories. And they get votes, and they pick the #1 best book in each category every year. The 60-Minute Startup by Ramesh Danta won the #1 book award as the best marketing book in all of 2020, beat out tens of thousands of other copies. The 60-Minute Startup rose to number 168 out of all 6 million Amazon books. This is not a game. This is not luck. This is jobs to be done theory in practice. Most ghostwriters don't know how to do it, nor do most authors. And that's all right because you haven't introduced it to it before, but you have now. And now you know why folks like Matthew McConaughey decide to go a completely different direction than what the ghostwriters are saying, and why you probably don't want to work with a ghostwriter you've already chosen right now. And that's okay. That's okay. You have my permission. You also have my permission to use jobs to be done theory on your book. On your book. Decide what your unique promise of value is going to be. In Ramesh's case, it's starting a business in 60 minutes a day. In 30 days or less, you get your first paying customers. And the fact that his book won the #1 marketing book award, because it's basically a book about marketing your new business, let's be honest here, the fact that it won that award shows you that we were able to fulfill that promise. If you want to write a book with a unique promise of value and then actually have that book fulfill the promise, you and I need to talk. I offer these 30-minute strategy sessions called a Profitable Book Roadmap. You don't have to work with me. You don't have to choose me. That's fine. That's not why I'm doing this. I want to stop crappy books from being written. I want you to not have to interview 11 ghostwriters before you talk to me, and each of them give you a different book idea that's basically, oh, I've already read that book. You don't have to write that book. You don't have to write that book, okay? You want to write a book with a unique promise of value. So book your Profitable Book Roadmap session with me. In 30 minutes, we're going to decide your book's unique promise of value. And once you have it, you'll never go back to anything else. Even if you want to write your book yourself, like Matthew McConaughey did, which is totally fine by me. I'm on a mission to stop crappy books from being written. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.